My name is Melissa Maker. I'm a cleaning expert and I own a cleaning business. Here are some of my top pro tips for a cleaner home.
Do I clean first or do I declutter first is really the chicken-egg question of cleaning. But here's what I'll tell you. The less stuff you have in your home, the easier your home is to clean, the less work you have to do, and the more streamlined and tidy your home looks. But then also, when you're done cleaning a space, you really want to take a couple extra minutes to add that extra something, and that really comes down to tidying. What I used to train my staff on, and what I still believe works really well, is what I call lining things up in a parallel and perpendicular fashion. So you basically find the edge of a surface, and you either line items up parallel to the edge or perpendicular to the edge. And just having those straight angles instantly makes the space look tidier. The second thing is using the S pattern. Now, I have met so many people over the years and they will say, Melissa, you changed the way I clean just because of that S pattern. The S pattern, if you don't know, is that cool little thing that you do when you're cleaning a horizontal or a vertical surface. It allows you to cover the entire surface area using the most efficient moves. So you're not wasting energy, you're not wasting time, and you're not making a clean surface dirty again by using a circular pattern. When we leave a client's home, they not only expect it to look clean, they expect it to smell clean. Now, what a clean home smells like varies from person to person. We know what we generally want it to smell like, and we know what we don't want it to smell like. Now, I think smell is a really good clue because if your house doesn't smell great, it means that there's something going on. Maybe your fabric needs to be refreshed or there was an accident that happened on there. If you have like a rotting smell coming from a part of your home, you have to act like a police dog and you really need to sniff around and figure out what's going on so you can find the source of that odor, deal with it, and get rid of it, because once you do, your house will actually start to smell a lot better. Point is, use your nose, figure out the problem, and make it right. Every single time you step out of that shower, stop yourself and say, did I squeegee today? And if you haven't, add a few extra steps to your daily step count, get your squeegee, and start to squeegee the shower. It takes under a minute and it makes all the difference. I have been preaching the benefits of squeegeeing, which is now a verb, your shower for years and years and years. And the reason this is so important to do is because as you shower, as you wash things off your bod, it flicks itself onto shower glass and tiles. Then you step out like the classy person you are and you just think it's gonna dry and deal with itself. Well, what happens is once the water dissipates, that residue is left behind from anything that came off your body or that was stuck in the water, minerals. So what you get over time is soap scum. If you squeegee your shower and just use a rubber blade to get all of that off the shower tiles, and the glass, you will never have to worry about buildup, ever. Chad and I have had a glass panel in our bathroom for 3 years now. That thing looks perfect any day of the week because we just have a family rule. You shower, you squeegee. When you're cleaning the bathroom, don't think about spraying and wiping. Think about cleaning your bathroom in 2 stages. First, pre-treating, and then second, wiping and scrubbing. If you do it all at once, you will actually spend more time because product won't have had the chance to work, whether it's cleaning soap scum in your shower or a grimy sink. If you pre-treat areas in your bathroom, so you work your way around the bathroom, kind of spray it down, let the product do its work, and then get back to your starting point and start cleaning, the product will have done the heavy lifting for you. Get out the appropriate cleaning tool and your work will be slashed. Once I started incorporating this into my own cleaning routine, as well as the way that I would clean professionally and train people to clean, game changer. If you're a believer in the law of attraction, then you'll also understand my mess law, which is mess attracts mess. Masses are magnetic, and it's the same thing with clutter. If you have clutter, you're more likely to bring more clutter into your home. The good news is the reverse is true. If your house is tidy, you want to keep it tidy. If your house has less stuff in it, you want to keep it that way. For example, if you just start by decluttering your kitchen counter, you might feel so good about that perhaps you decide, maybe I want to declutter my kitchen drawers and then my pantry, and then I want to take that into my bedroom and my office. So when you get stuck, just think about the law of attraction. The way I learned how to clean really efficiently and really well was to time myself. Now, for me, building up a cleaning business, time is money, but quality is everything. If we did a bad job and just rushed our way through a home, clients wouldn't have us back. So we had to figure out how to shave time off while still getting the same, if not better, results. And the way that we did that, the way that I did that, and then eventually the way I trained my staff, is simply getting out a timer. And what you'll find over time is if you give yourself, say, 10 minutes to do a task, in a month, if you start to time yourself and note how long it takes you to get that done, or you challenge yourself to maybe shave a minute off, you'll see that you can actually do it. The second thing you can do is set a timer to limit how much time you're gonna spend cleaning. That works really well for someone like me who doesn't like cleaning. I don't wanna dedicate a ton of time to cleaning every day, but I can give up 5 or 10 minutes here or there to do a task. I can put on a song or listen to a chunk of a podcast, and that feels good to me. And that's an effective and efficient way for me to get some work done without feeling overwhelmed.
Well, there you have it. And that brings me to this week's comment question, which is, what do you do to keep your mind occupied while you clean? Do you listen to a podcast? Do you run a YouTube video in the background? Do you play some music? Or do you just get right to it, no distractions, and focus on the job at hand? Let me know in the comments down below. Me, I am a podcast or audiobook kind of gal. Make sure that you subscribe to the Makers Clean channel and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.